Hear me? Ah, yes. Oh, I hear myself. Hello, everyone. Your Excellencies, I should say, dear friends, dear colleagues, dear participants, dear laureates, dear potential laureates, welcome to the Migrants4Climate Award ceremony. We have prepared this ceremony for 1 year now. The Migrants4Climate Award is a 1-year-long process. It's our first edition. So it's a pleasure to be here. And I wanted also to say that life is not always as you think it will be, which I think it's a shared message. So I will take you through our ceremony today and adjusting to all the surprises of our day today. I will like to start already by having our wonderful panel introduced. My name is, just to mention, Dina Ionesco. I am a senior advisor on migration at the Climate Vulnerable Forum. The Migrants4Climate Award is a partnership between the of the Climate Vulnerability Forum, of the International Organization for Migration, of the GFMD, under the French presidency, and the Climate Vulnerable Forum under the Ghana presidency. So, to start our award ceremony today, I'm very happy to pass on the floor to the representative of the French presidency of the GFMD, Ms. Christine Tudik, who is the deputy permanent representative of France here in Geneva to the UN. The floor is yours. Yes.
It works?
Yes.
You hear me? OK. Bon, alors moi je vais parler en français et je vais aussi éviter toutes les longues formules. Je vais dire « chers amis », ça ira plus vite. Je suis très heureuse de prononcer cette intervention pour l'ouverture de la cérémonie de remise du prix Migrant pour le climat pour sa première édition, 2023. Nous savons aujourd'hui que la mobilité humaine et la migration sont des réalités profondément liées au changement climatique et à la dégradation environnementale qui affectent de manière disproportionnée un grand nombre de nations et de communautés dans le monde. Nous savons aussi que les questions humanitaires de déplacement forcé, de la protection des migrants, sont au cœur des dynamiques migratoires en lien avec le climat. Mais nous savons aussi que les migrants et les diasporas sont source de force et de développement, que la transition climatique offre aussi d'immenses opportunités. Le FMMD, du fait de son existence même, exprime les multiples contributions des migrants au développement durable. C'est pour cela que la France, dans le cadre de sa présidence du Forum mondial de la migration et du développement, a décidé de répondre à l'appel lancé par le Forum sur la vulnérabilité climatique en 2023, de joindre les forces avec l'Organisation internationale pour les migrations pour soutenir ce prix Migrant pour le climat que nous décernons aujourd'hui. Notre objectif commun est de reconnaître les migrants et les diasporas comme acteurs et décideurs incontournables et moteurs, pleinement engagés dans l'action climatique et environnementale dans leur pays d'origine et dans leur pays d'accueil. Par ce prix, nous souhaitons les mettre en réseau et soutenir ces actions innovantes dans le développement local des pays d'origine et d'accueil, et surtout au niveau local. Par notre engagement dans ce prix, la France salue l'importance de l'agenda de la mobilité et du climat au travers des agendas de développement et de l'environnement, du climat et de la mobilité humaine. Alors, au travers du prix Migrant pour le climat, la France salue le travail de la présidence ghanéenne du Forum sur la vulnérabilité, c'est pas facile à dire, et de l'ensemble des États membres de cette présidence, afin de mettre la migration climatique au cœur de son action sur le climat. Je remercie en particulier l'ambassadeur du Ghana, son Excellence Emmanuel Antwi, qui a été impliqué avec ses équipes tout au long du processus d'une année de développement du prix. Je salue l'engagement, bien sûr, de l'OIM et plus particulièrement sa directrice générale pour les opérations, Madame Goshi Daniels. Et je suis aussi très heureuse de pouvoir partager cette cérémonie avec Madame Runa Khan, fondatrice et directrice exécutive de Friendship, dont les valeurs et les actes sont source d'inspiration pour tous ceux engagés dans la lutte contre le changement climatique. Je salue enfin Madame Elizabeth Mullin-Smith, qui représente Global Jamaica Diaspora Council for Development et qui est membre du jury du prix, mais qui, elle, n'a pas pu être avec nous aujourd'hui. Alors je remercie aussi l'ambassadeur Bonafont, qui n'est pas là non plus, mais bon, qui a aussi été membre du jury. Alors, avant de conclure, je voudrais donc rappeler que le prix Migrant pour le climat a mis en avant 4 critères: l'inclusion, l'innovation, l'impact et l'inspiration. Plus de 110 initiatives ont été reçues et analysées. Les initiatives ont été reçues de 56 pays différents, ce qui démontre la richesse des pratiques déjà existantes. Elles sont de nature très diverse: politique, recherche, artistique, technique, financière ou journalistique. Elles montrent l'incroyable variété des chemins migratoires: diaspora, migrants du travail, déplacement, intégration, réintégration. Et surtout, elles démontrent l'extraordinaire variété des innovations environnementales: recyclage, énergie propre, gestion de l'eau et de la terre, urbanisme, infrastructure ou emploi vert. Un peu plus près.
Oui, sinon c'est difficile.
Vous croyez que je parlais très fort?
Pour nos interprètes.
On me dit toujours que je parle trop fort pourtant. Alors, le prix Migrant pour le climat est avant tout une initiative de visibilité. Les initiatives finalistes et nos lauréats ont particulièrement inspiré nos experts, et le jury et nous sommes très heureux de les mettre à l'honneur aujourd'hui. Pour conclure, je souhaite une longue vie au prix Migrant pour le climat, qu'il continue à nous inspirer, parce qu'il faut soutenir l'action inestimable des migrants et des diasporas pour le climat. Merci de votre attention.
Pour toutes ces précisions, et en effet on remercie l'ambassadeur Bonafont et Madame Mullin-Smith qui ont travaillé très dur pour être partie de ce jury de haut niveau. I will continue now in English, and it's my pleasure to continue with the introduction by our members of the jury. So I will turn now to His Excellency Ambassador Emmanuel Anpi, who represents the Climate Vulnerable Forum presidency. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor and pleasure to be here today on this memorable occasion of the Migrants4Climate Award ceremony. At the outset, I wish to express the government of Ghana's deepest appreciation to the Secretariat of the Climate Vulnerable Forum for their commitment, efforts, and excellent coordination of this award. Special gratitude also goes to the International Organization for Migration and France for their excellent collaboration, financial support, and interest in advancing our joint vision. The Migrants4Climate Award also benefited from a wide range of partnerships, including the expertise and guidance of the Right Livelihood Award and the Gallery Bruhat, featuring the artists whose art pieces would be presented to the laureates of the 2023 maiden edition of the M4C Award. We are sincerely grateful for their contribution. I also wish to extend profound appreciation to my fellow jurists who dedicated their time and expertise to ensure that impactful initiatives were recognized and will be awarded today. Likewise, to all who have contributed to make this award possible, we say a very big thank you. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, according to migration experts, we can no longer talk about human mobility without talking about climate change. In recent years, climate change has become the main driver for human mobility. People are forced to move from their homes and communities as a result of climate change-induced disasters. Considerable research has shown that migrants can contribute positively to mitigate these negative impacts. The Climate Vulnerable Forum is therefore committed to shifting climate trajectories from vulnerability to resilience and prosperity. For over 10 years, the CVF in partnership with a wide range of partners from the public, private, and non-governmental sectors, have engaged in various programs to enhance awareness on migration and climate change. Under Ghana's presidency of the CVF, and with the support of the IOM, an initiative named the Migrant4Climate was launched in Egypt in 2022 during the COP27 to promote the role of migrants in climate action. Under this initiative, a priority area was identified to expand support for climate change migrants and displaced persons, and leverage migrant and diaspora communities to play a positive role in the fight against climate change and environmental degradation through local sustainable development initiatives or projects. One of the activities under this initiative is the Migrants4Climate Award, which sought to identify and award, through a competitive process, innovative and dynamic initiatives led by migrants and diasporas towards climate action, based on their direct experience of environmental impacts and their possession of unique knowledge and experience of climate change. The M4C initiative is aligned to Objective 2 and Objective 19 of the Global Compact for Safe, Orderly, and Regular Migration, as well as Target 10.7 of the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. Excellencies, in identifying initiatives for the award, the jury selected grassroots practices which were already making changes in people's lives, protecting the environment while promoting development. In total, 110 nominations were received, which were screened down to 10 finalists. I must say that all 10 finalists are well deserving of an applause. The jury, indeed, had a crucial task of selecting our 3 laureates. We therefore extend our heartfelt congratulations to all the winners for their impactful initiatives. This award will encourage migrants and diasporas to contribute in their communities towards climate action and explore the potential avenue for scaling up and replication. We look forward to the 2024 edition of the M4C Award, and we urge everyone to get involved when the next call for nominations is launched. I thank you very much.
Dear Ambassador, thank you so much. And I extend the thanks also to your wonderful team, because that's also a great collaboration that we had throughout the year, and I'm really grateful for that. And thank you also for mentioning our partnership for the award with the Galerie Mona Brulhart. We have Mona who is here, and you have the 3 prizes that will be awarded to our 3 laureates, together with the support they also receive in a financial form. So we have also one of our artists, but I will present this all art vision a bit later as we go along. Now I would like to turn to our honored jury member who has worked so hard as well, and thanking also dear Deputy Director General in Operation Ugo Chi-Daniels for being with us throughout the year and being with us today for this ceremony. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Dina. Good afternoon, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, friends and colleagues. I join my fellow panel members here in really expressing my deep pleasure and appreciation to have this opportunity, not just to participate in this panel, but to have been part of the whole process in selection of the winners. I have to, well, I'll be handing out one of the awards, so I can congratulate later. But I do want to congratulate all of those who were finalists, who were shortlisted in this process. And we're all gathered here because we know that climate change is the biggest challenge of our planet today. We know the science behind it. We know what the forecast is saying. But we're also here because we know about the opportunity for migration and development. And for those of you who heard our IOM's DG, Amy Pope, speaking this morning, IOM's vision is really to support member states, migrants, host communities, to harness the power of migration for development. And it's really a defining moment of our time right now to be able to do that. And we know, because many of us have been in COP, many of us have been in the COP journey, that what is needed now is really urgent action. And that's why, for me personally, but also for IOM institutionally, we're so committed to this award and really invested in the process of selecting the winners. And of course, within the framework of the Sustainable Development Goals, within the framework of the Global Compact on Migration. But for me, what was, if I could say even more important, was just how inspirational all of the submissions were. And reading how people on the ground, migrants, even in the most difficult circumstances, are bringing innovation, are bringing their talent, are bringing hope, are demonstrating what action looks like, and representing not just themselves, the diaspora community, and of course their communities at home. So for IOM, it's our, not just demonstrating that this is our commitment to the award, but also our commitment to seeing how to scale up what each of these amazing awardees have done in their context. It's amazing we're in this room. It's amazing that they're going to get the award. But what is going to be really amazing is how we support the awardees take this forward within the framework of climate action to address the challenge, but more importantly, if we're really going to harness the opportunity and the full potential of migration for development. So Dina, thank you obviously very much for including IOM. Thank you very much for including me. I think the jury selection process, of course, having to go through all these inspirational stories, but then having to sit down as a jury and the interesting discussions that we had to be able to reach consensus on which ones were the best. So I'm deeply appreciative to my fellow jury members, and I'm very appreciative of their skills at negotiation and persuasion. But I think we have, I know we have awardees who are absolutely fantastic. You're all going to be inspired. So I'm not going to say any more and hand it back to you, Dina.
Thank you so much. And we're gonna also extended thanks, of course, to the wonderful teams that are also committed in this whole process. And I'm very happy to know that it was a positive experience, so we can start again or inspire others to be members of jury in the future. So now I have the immense pleasure also to have a third member of the jury with us, Ms. Runa Khan, who is the founder and the executive director of the Friendship Organization and a leading voice on climate action. So the floor is yours, Runa, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I'm so happy I could make it today to see you all in person, my fellow jury members, and to be present amongst all of you. And thank you, Mona. Thank you, our artist, for being part of this. And I think, in this world which is so overridden with disasters, it's a frightening world today. We are having this dynamic dynamics of this climate change, people who don't listen, decision makers who so often overlook those who are in the field. And to come up and have an award like this, I think is really, really wonderful, and it sends a very positive message of solidarity with the field, with the communities, and those who are really impacted by climate today. We are honoring those, today who have contributed to what they can do, drop by drop by drop. And it's these drops which, for tomorrow, is going to be so important, because it's these drops which will make an ocean of difference between those who can survive the impact of the oncoming and the current crisis of the climate. And it is these communities, the migrants themselves and the communities and the civil societies at the field, who will actually ensure that they are standing besides those who are impacted. I was so happy to be part of this, and I was really struck by all of you who took such amazing perspectives, of the number of from the selection that we had, and it was not easy, because it was a kind of everyone was making a difference. So how do you select who is important, whose difference is more? And it was really a wonderful process, a very dynamic process. And for this, I really need to thank, of course, the Climate Vulnerable Forum, Ghana leading, Mr. Avanti leading the chair this time, with the French team, which I'm very proud of. Thank you. And thank you, Ayomi, for being part of this. Very happy to have been part of this. And it's been, migration. I've been working with climate migrants for over 22 years now, really. And in those days, when someone says that 20, 30 years ago, the first world is responsible, at that time, we didn't know that what development meant is what is going to be the climate change impact today. So it's our responsibility. We didn't know that extracting oil could lead to such a disaster. But today we know, and this is our responsibility, we need to act. The poor in Bangladesh, we've had 2022, all of you know the figures very well. 2022, we had over nearly 61 million refugees, out of which 50%, 43 or 50% were really those impacted by climate change. And the rural poor in Bangladesh, where I come from, where I try to stand as those unspoken voices, they spend over $2 billion a year, which is more than the combined spendings of the government and the aid agencies together. So how is this fair? Who is bearing the brunt, of what we see today, what we find climate to be today, and the impact that it causes? And I was so happy that it is from amongst those workers, all of us who are striving to bring the voices of those forgotten voices, actually, to the front, that we have selected such amazing, amazing laureates. I really thank you, all of you, for bringing this voice to the forum today. Thank you. Thank you, Dina.
Dear jury members, thank you for being impactful. Thank you for being inspirational, innovative. Thank you for being with us. So we are talking a lot about how the process went, about the jury work, but now we will turn the light towards the initiatives that participated to the award. It was very tough to arrive with a group of pre-finalists. A working group worked very hard on that, and some of the colleagues are in the room today. And then we had 10 finalists. And we wanted, with this ceremony, to make sure that these 10 finalists are all mentioned. So we have a video that presents our 7 out of the 10 finalists, and then we will turn to the 3 laureates that will receive the prizes today. So, please. So here are 7 amazing initiatives, so diverse, and each of them is powered, engined by a human being or a collective group that shows that people already make a difference and that these initiatives exist. That's at the heart of this award. This exists already, but we want to support, give visibility, scale up, change also our narrative. I want to mention that I think that one of our finalists is in the room. So if I think is, yes, you are here. So it's Karin Joel. So no Taka, Tanzania. So I think we can give also Karin a set of applause, who is also a wonderful representative also of youth and climate action and a strong focus on data. We need data. So Karin, thank you so much for being with us. So now we will turn to our 3 laureates, and I will explain a bit more why at the beginning I said that life is not always as we think it is, and there are always some unexpected situation you have to deal with. But you will see when I get there. So for the moment, what we will do is we will have each time one member of the jury who will come here, announce the laureate, and then we will have a transition, and then the laureates will come. Okay, so I start by inviting Ms. Runa Khan to come first. Yes. And Ms. Runa Khan will announce our laureate number 3.
Thank you. So we have our laureate number 3 present with us today. I'm so pleased to announce our third laureate, Iliac Diaz from Philippines, from the initiative Litter of Light. It's a wonderful project. Let's give him a hand. We shall see a short video of his work.
Can invite now.
I would like to invite you to come to stage, Mr. Iliac Diaz.
Okay. You can handle this one. Up. Just like you can. Okay. So we have a third laureate. Yes. Just there. Don't go too far. So, Iliac, we will keep for the moment here, so you can have also express all that you want to tell us, and thank you for being here with us.
Thank you very much, climate laureates, fellow awardees,
Yes,
IOMM, Climate Vulnerable Forum. Litter of Light began in one of the darkest moments in my country's history, Typhoon Haiyan. 10,000 people perished, and 10,000 more were left in darkness. We were one of the first organizations on the ground 1 month after the super typhoon, and there was really a lack of resources. The town was completely demolished. And so I called up my professor and I said, what can I do? There's nothing here. And I was in that, I was really in a blank, and he says, do you have a piece of white paper? I said, of course I do. And he says, put a dot in the middle. And so I did. And he says, what do you see? And I said, of course I see the dot. Well, there lies the problem. You're looking at that small... Sorry. You could see I had too much zoom. So put a dot on a paper. And he says, well, why do you keep on looking at the problem? What about the rest of the white paper? So that began where I looked for not resources, but the vision. And what is this vision? I went around, there were tents with women with kerosene inside, burning. Children with third-degree burn because they turned around and they would have, even fires in the tent. More than that is women walking with food, some kind of medicines, and they would be the first and most vulnerable. I realized that we had everything there. Next town had simple circuitry, LEDs for motorcycle. We produced some of the largest number of solar cells which were exported to China. And I said, let's build with the communities. Simple circuits, not imported, patented, and expensive, which would take 5 months. But we can bring goods from here, not from other places that were more difficult. So we used parts that we could find: PVC, bamboo, plastic bottles, simple solar panels. But we knew we had something here. 30 minutes made 5 years worth of light. Instead of breaking down every single tragedy that could be repaired with local parts, but more than that is also that there was institutional knowledge in those areas. Something that would work, but something that also made each person realize they had the power to make a difference. So we started teaching people how to build our solar lights, not in a factory, but in small communities, mobile charging systems and street lights. So people could stay connected. We call them avenues of light. So the crime rate against women and children went down 75%. From there, we grew, working with companies, young people, and local communities, and sharing how do you do things. But this was something that was needed all over the world, bottom-up approach to clean energy. Women were now renting out the solar lights instead of selling kerosene, which took 35% of the community income. And at the same time, they charge a small bit from every household to keep the street lights open. From Philippines, we grew to 32 countries around the world. This Migrants4Climate, our movement, isn't about solar power. This is not a story about solar power, but it's about giving stories about human power. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and it's the same way when we want to change the world. It's not the change-making, it's about finding individual geniuses, but really, it's about this. It's fostering an environment where everyone works together and finding breakthroughs as a global community. There are solutions that work out there. We need to inspire this change required in the end to keep the 1.5 degrees in reach and also those that are at the front lines. This kind of collective engagement and commitment is what we need to foster, especially with the migrant diaspora communities that are increasingly burdened by paying for the loss and damages of those back home. Migrants are sending more and more of their money for recuperating after disasters. So how do we make them come out? How do we talk about the migrant diaspora paying for disasters back home? What we did is called Messages for the Planet. We brought thousands of lights, the same way that people build solar lights in the communities, and we brought them to cities. And what we did is we asked them to build the lights, but also, because there's this thing called the digital divide, voices from the south are never or not heard, maybe because of the algorithm up north. So we asked them to say, what is your tweet? Can you make a tweet? And we will take the best place in the city and write out these messages. What are your messages for the planet? So that you can build them and you can bring them to cities in Europe. This has garnered more than 60 million views, and we hope to bring them into a bigger scale. Afterwards, we donate them all to communities like Yemen, in Africa. Receiving this Migrants4Climate Award is an important recognition of our work with these communities that take not awareness, but immediately real, tangible, and lasting actions. Once we teach them, let's say we bring 100 lights, when we come back, there are 400, 500, thousands. That means when you teach people, they can be part of this and not waiting for handouts. In our work, we realized our success depends on two things. The vision to see beyond the present challenges towards a better future, but the courage to go then out and create it. To Migrants4Climate Action Award and this global forum, this is the moment we can see this vision come to light. In Africa, we use pottery. In the islands, we use bamboo. But all of them change lives forever. I've always watched the great stories, Greta Thunberg, Al Gore, but I've always wondered, where are our stories? Because in the end, we have to figure out the solutions and be prepared for lasting change. Thank you very much.
Dear Ilar, we want please stay with us a little bit more, and Bruna as well. And I will invite Mona to come, and she will introduce the art piece that you will receive. And you are an artist who will receive an art piece. And thank you for enlightening us and for energizing us. We are proud of you. So Mona, you are...
Hello, hello.
Can you hear?
Hello and congratulations. I am happy to present to you an artwork by the Ugandan artist Sheila Nakitende. She works with bark cloth. Several of you will know that bark cloth is harvested in Uganda and elsewhere for cultural purposes, for very important events. And the artist has taken it to another level to make actual paper from it. And so it is an example of a cultural good that can be produced with sustainable resources, which is the tree which is the bark of the fig tree.
Oops. Okay.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much to the artist, and we have also some details about the artists that are online on our website, on the Climate Vulnerable Forum. Ilak, you can take a seat, and now, here, we can put it back, maybe, yes. We will continue now, and I need maybe someone's help just now to put it back on the chevalet. Thank you so much. I just want to say also that I know that Ms. Runakan and Ms. Sudik might have to go because we started a bit later, so if this happens, don't be amazed. So now I'm extremely happy that we can go to our second laureate, and I invite the Deputy Director General of IOM, Ms. Ugochi Daniels, to come here to the podium to announce the name of our second laureate.
Thank you very much, Tina. Hi again, everyone. I call this the goosebump session because all of these stories are just so inspirational. I don't know if we'll go from goosebumps to tears, but anyway, it's my great honor and pleasure to announce the second laureate, Mr. Bismarck Osiakwa. I hope I got that right, Your Excellency.
Yes.
For reusable bags.
Ghana. So you have one of Bismarck's bags that I have the chance to have. And what I said, that it's not always as you think it is. Bismarck was supposed to be with us, and he has not been able to come. And it's a migration story, so I will not go into details. But we have Bismarck online. So I hope that our colleagues can connect us to Bismarck. And here is Bismarck. And yes, EDG, you can invite then also Bismarck to present.
So Bismarck, from all of us here in Geneva, congratulations. And I'm happy to hand over the floor to you so that you can present your amazing work.
Thank you very much. Let me know if you can hear me.
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so much excited and honored to present from home today. Unfortunately, on behalf of Reusable Bags GH, expressing our heartfelt gratitude to CVF, to IOM and GFMD for the tremendous recognition of the essential roles that migrants play in contributing to a sustainable future. This award for us filled all of us in the office here with immense joy and excitement. And at Reusable Bags Ghana, we have always been committed to the cause of environmental sustainability. And this recognition further validates our efforts and motivates us to intensify our work towards a brighter and a greener future. One thing to mention of is our journey at reusable bags is deeply rooted in the belief that small actions can lead to significant change. And by focusing on reducing single-use plastics and offering sustainable alternatives, we aim to contribute to a world where our environment thrives. And the acknowledgement from CVF, IOM, and GFMD inspires us to redouble our efforts in producing innovative and eco-friendly alternatives that not only meet the needs of today, but also, important to say, preserve the well-being of our planet for generations to come. For those who be wondering what happens at reusable bags, so reusable bags is a social enterprise, and we are committed to finding sustainable alternatives to single-use plastics. So as a migrant during my time in Germany, I was so amazed how most Germans are committed to fighting for a greener environment. And I look back at home and see how we are engulfed with the issue of plastic waste and pollution. We are engulfed with the issue of second-hand textile waste. And the idea always keeps coming, or the question keeps coming, what can I do, or what can be done? And the idea came, why not use the textile waste as a shopping bag to reduce the dependence on single-use plastics? And this is the mission that reusable bags have been committed to for the past 4 years. And I would want to mention today, we currently work with 15 employees, and out of 9 are currently single mothers and school dropouts, which we call people from the minority. And also, largely, some of these are potential illegal migrants. And currently, we are producing huge output for reusable bags that are being used as alternative to single-use plastics. We are also largely involved in education, where we go to schools, we teach school kids how they can transform old t-shirts, how they can transform old textile clothing into simple shopping bags, which also provide them with green jobs. We are also involved in advocacy, where we negotiate with the power brokers, we negotiate with developing partners, where they should place focus on policies that support a plastic-free environment. And lastly, to mention what we do is the production of these alternatives. So we don't only walk the talk, we actually produce these alternatives. And today it's great to mention that we have big organizations that are coming on board, that are pledging their support, that are ordering for these reusable bags to be used as gift items, to be used as sustainable alternatives, even in their workspaces. As we stand today, reusable bags, we pledge to put in even more effort, to put in more passion and innovation into our mission. And we believe that the support from CVF, from IOM, from GFMD, and other sponsors on this program would amplify our impact and pave way for a future where responsible consumer choices are the norm and our environmental is preserved for the benefit of all. Once again, I want to thank everyone everyone who played a major role for this recognition. And we look forward to continuing our journey towards a sustainable and a plastic-free world, hand in hand with like-minded organizations and individuals who share our commitment to living more sustainable. Thank you very much.
So this part, please don't leave. We have Runa who has to leave. Please don't leave, because we will do now. I invite also Mona to come back. She will explain the artwork that you will receive. I invite also IOM's colleague and focal point for the GFMD, our colleague Catherine Northing, to come also on stage, because as you are not here, we have tasked IOM to bring you the prizes through IOM Ghana. So we have here the prize that DDG will show. Mona, you have to say what is the artwork in the microphone. Okay.
Okay, congratulations, Bismarck. The artwork that I have the honor to present is by Sheila Bailey. She's a Kenyan, and she paints these dreamscapes, what she dreams at night, and it's full of people, and they're happily living together, and it is a symbol for taking care of our limited resources on this planet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we will make sure that both will arrive to you. Thank you so much. So we have to adjust to the reality of our contemporary migration world. So now, thank you, Catherine. We will call you back maybe later. We put the art present here. Thank you so much, DDG. We will move now to our final laureate. And to do so, I invite now the ambassador and V to come and announce our first laureate.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to announce the winner of the 2023 maiden edition of the Migrants4Climate initiative. And this goes to Ruth de la Jacente Do from the Republic of Benin. And it goes to the person of Mr. Henry Totin.
So, dear audience, where is Henri? He's in the plane. And maybe that's a punishment for us for still using so much air travel. I don't know. I try not to take it personally. But his first flight was canceled, so he had to do a very complicated other route, and he will arrive after our ceremony. So what happens is that thanks to our wonderful organizers, Henri Totin will have the possibility to speak about his initiative in the cocktail, in the celebration, in the ceremony we have after, with also a few drinks, I think. So that's how we decided to organize, to make sure that we hear from him and to put him at the heart of this event. And in the same time, adjust. It's all about adaptation, I think. So, yes, so I would like, nevertheless, we will do the same now. We have one video about his initiative that we will watch now. If the colleagues can put if there's an issue. No, I don't. So I would like, nevertheless, that we do the same. I invite again our colleague, though Henri will be here. So Catherine will pass on his prize when he arrives. But we already do this from Ambassador, because Ambassador Henri, unfortunately, I think you will not be at the later celebration. So I invite you to keep it, move a bit more this way so it can be, voila. And I invite our artist who painted the award for Henri to come and take the artwork, Kidist. So I invite Miss Kidist de Gaff, who is an incredible, inspiring woman and artist, or woman artist. So maybe we can first, you can maybe explain just a few words how it's called, the painting, and why it's part of the award. But you have to really speak in the microphone, Kidist.
Thank you very much, Dina, for inviting us. The Climate Will Never Follow, IOM, and the Global Forum for Migration Development. Thank you for Mona Gallery Brulhart, humbled by this prize and the many works behind all the laureates. Climate action is teamwork. This work is about migration, also the challenge of water rising, endurance. As an art activist, I usually use faces without ears, so the difficulty challenge of the crossing borders by water, for example, the challenge of Mediterranean, there is also victims, and also, but the integration part, the spirit of the human being, the strong spirit of human being, and so migration and the environment and our endurance. It's titled Immigration Alps. Immigration Alps. It's a great pleasure. Congratulations to the laureates.
So thank you, Kidist. I think it really speaks to absolutely everything across the award that it tries to say about the environment, that it tries to say about humans, that it tries to say really also about what individuals do, and that you are an artist and an activist. So thank you for being here. And as soon as Henri Totin will be here, he will speak at the evening celebration, and Kidist, you will be able to give him directly the painting. And Catherine will go with the check. That she will not keep. Yes, no. So with this, we will now, I think, do a closing. In fact, thank you to absolutely all of you for having been here with us. I invite also Karen to join us on the stage. We have a closing video, and then please come up. So with this, we thank you. We hope you are going inspired, and we see you tonight, not tonight, in 1 hour and a half, 6:30, at the cocktail, if I can call it this way. I'm not sure, but I understood that's the concept. Thank you so much for being with us, and what's very important, we are open to absolutely everyone to join us in this endeavor and to take it further, and we hope to have a new award for the year 2024. Thank you. We'll take a picture of all who contributed. Yes. And should we? Okay. Are we? Oh, I still have this microphone. Sorry. I have to be careful. Yeah. Thank you.